Right. All right. Let's grab. Why does it keep? Why does it keep getting rid of my film grab stuff? Ah, lovely. Since I don't have music running in the back, I guess we'll use my other background because it'll run better. I can't believe they tried to copyright me for that. That was awful. I, I'm streaming. But it was like, yeah, I can't believe they tried to get me for copywriting. That was really, come on. It was copyright free and they're still trying to like claim it on me. So, no music for them today, I guess. That sucks. Sucks to be you guys, I guess. All right. And just want to do this so I can use the whiteboard. Oh, there's two. Never mind. I need one of these. Like so. All right. Now I can see any chats that pull up and be able to talk about random ass things. So, oh, I guess I should write what this is that it's film grabs. Analyzing film grabs. Let me just. There we are. This would be a little bit easier to manage. These are film grabs, which means they're not necessarily licensed and they can be used for analyzing things. God, I love that scene. Okay, I can actually break this down a little bit. Oh, Tim. Tim the Enchanter. What's up? Yeah, it's not showing up. I'm live on Twitch. Close enough. Cool. I don't want this. Oh, I don't want this to start playing. So put that on pause so we can analyze this. Okay, so how they managed to do this one is they just used like a red light kind of off to the side here to kind of create this side lighting. And then on this side, they used fog machine or haze machine back there, most likely a fog machine of some kind. And then they could have done this honestly during a certain time of day, which created this lighting, or it could be false lighting that's kind of somewhere back here and shining down. Something like that. And then the type of shot is, it can be considered a close-up or a medium close-up. Well, that's fun. Alright, let me delete that and let's look at a different scene. See, why won't it let me click out of it now? Let me click out. Just let me click out. Or we can do that. That's fine too. Oh, Minority Report. That's a good one. I know. I kind of feel like doing more Monty Python though. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Just double checking things. All right. Okay. So pretty, great movies. Thank you, Wise River Girl. That's very sweet of you. Okay, so some more scenes would be. Oh boy. Oh, this is actually interesting. I like going over scenes like this. Okay, so while there is practical lighting here, this wouldn't actually illuminate all of this that you see here. So what they probably did is they have another light source that's more yellow temperature or warm temperature kind of coming off from the side. It's probably more over here, actually. And that's where they're using it to project. And then they have nothing going on up here because, you know, budget. But it also looks good. I just wish there was a way for me to, like, click out of these a little bit easier. And I don't think there is. I just have to keep hitting the backspace for this to work. What would happen if you used a blue light? If you used a blue light, it would just look really sinister. Like, it'd just look very, like, kind of like, it'd look very ominous. That's kind of what blue light's used for. So for this one, what they probably did is shot this during the day, while it was cloudy out. And then all they did is in post, they turned down the saturation or the contrast a little bit to make the clouds look darker. And then they also probably just color graded it to make it more blue. But that's how you create like ominous scenes like this. This right here is caused by a fog machine. You can tell because of the way that like this is shaped. Natural fog doesn't do this, which means that they literally had it going and they had nobody to fan it because they would have been in the shot. So they were just like, just let it be, just let it be. And that's probably what happened with that. Let's see. I could just let this play and pause at whatever one they land at. That is someone is standing on something, most likely. Or they have them just on their knees, but I don't think they do. It's a very high possibility that they do, though. And then they have a camera looking down. So if we take a look at this, we have character 1 and character 2. Like, the camera is right about here is where the camera is. But it's looking down. And then they're either on their knees to make it appear like they're actually at the ground, so they didn't have to use a crane or a stepladder or something to look at. And instead they're doing, thank you for the follow, Wise River Girl. Glad to have you aboard. On board. Whatever that word is. What was I saying? Yeah, so the reason why I say that they might have them like on their knees is because if you look at the grass, it looks too big. Like the grass is too enlarged, which means they might have them on their knees and just had their clothing hide where their knees are, or had them squatting down in order to pull the shot off. whatever you have to do for the shot, they say. That's an interesting lighting effect. That is a lot of blurring and a lot of haze. That's more haze or fog that they used. That's how they created this lighting. So what they did here is they had somebody go out with like a fog machine, and that's what creates this lighting effect. It's how you can see all the rays of light, and it's just supposed to distribute the light a little bit easier, or diffuse the light. Make it look nicer. What else we got? We got Patsy! Okay, can we just talk about, I don't know if that's considered gore. Never mind. That is a model. That's just full on a model that they superimposed onto this like lush green hill. This is make-believe. This is on a pedestal they took a picture of. It just superimposed it. Oh god, I love the budget for this movie. It's just priceless. Okay. Knights the Round Table. Okay, so this is what I mean by practical lighting. This one has extra lighting, like I mentioned before, but this one's different. So this one's actually, there's probably a light somewhere back here, and then this lighting here, this is real fire, and how you can tell is because of the way that it is casting light on them, and that's how they're getting this natural look, while there could just be regular daylight outside or an exterior light that they're using. What else we got? Yep, that's superimposed lighting. That's fake. Oh, look, there's the fake. There's the model again. Oh, I love these things. They're hilarious. Another reason why you can tell it's a model is like it doesn't really move. It's just kind of there. It's just an image superimposed on top of it. That's a drawing. Plus, I don't know how they got the lighting effect. I actually don't know too much about animation. I know more about the actual film. Okay, so here's the thing. This, I I can't tell if it's real or not. I think this is in fact a real castle that they filmed at. The only place that I can think you could find a castle like that that's all ruined and stuff is they probably shot this in Scotland. In order to confirm this, we can actually go to IMDb. It's at a tiny model set. Yeah, it is. Well, the last one was. This one, I don't think it is. This one I think is a real castle. And how we can actually check is by going to they're here, and we can actually check what locations that they shot at. Oh, see, now I'm lagging. Okay, I guess I will have to use the still background. Give me a minute. Switch it over. Okay, that should run a little bit more smoothly now. Okay, so if we go here, we go to all topics, filming and production. Yeah. There it is. See? Tale of Sir Lancelot. So that was in East Sussex. See? Yep. Castle of that's in Scotland. Arthur begins his quest. That's in Scotland. I was right. So yeah, most of the big castles you're gonna find more in Scotland than anything. There's gonna be a couple castles in England, but not as much as Scotland has like ruins and stuff. They were more about that life than other people. So that's where this probably is. I love that they probably just found a random ass forest to film in and they just did this shot. This I can actually let's analyze this real quick. I've noticed I'm actually doing a lot more analysis with this, so what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm actually gonna change this so that way we can see it a little bit better. And then I will move my happy ass to the side. And hopefully that looks better for you guys. That's a little better. Let me move a little bit more. There we go. That way I can actually still see the comments and everything. But that way we can actually fully break this stuff down. Okay. So what we are looking at here is how you can tell if it's real lighting or not is you're looking kind of at the lighting right around here. There is I'm gonna delete that. But if you check out the lighting on this guy and here, this could actually be natural lighting. However, there is a tool, I cannot recall the name of it, but it basically is a wooden plaque of wood that has random shapes in it. And you can put this next to a light a certain distance away and it actually creates this exact same effect. It's usually used for indoors though. It's rarely used for outdoors. So this could just be actual daylight that they used and just made sure to find a super shady tree, or they used some flags to kind of mark off some more spaces. Is my voice echoing at all? That's another great question. I don't think it is, as well as I think my voice is loud enough. We can find out later. No echo. Awesome. Thank you. Oh my god, I almost said my old username. Woo! Back in the day. Back in the day. Officially use that. Okay. That's a painting. That's interesting. That's color graded beyond all hell. That's practical lighting and extra false lighting. I wonder, okay, this one I'm not too sure of how many extras they might have used. That background is in fact superimposed. Yeah, that so here's how I know the background's fake is if you look at the color and also the type of grass here versus if you look at the sharpness of this back here, um mount it just it's a little bit desaturated, so that's how you can tell it is fake. It is superimposed to the background. That's a lot of fog. Oh my gosh. That's practical lighting. That was shot later in the day or earlier in the day. That's a guy on stilts. That's false lighting. That's a model. Well, actually, no. I don't think that one is. It might be though, based off the grass. Phantom Marie exposing your secrets. 110%. That's what I'm here for. Exposing all the secrets. You wanna know how they did it? I got you. Learn how to make it at home. That's basically what they did. Oh god, that looks... Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So this shot, it's actually really easy to tell for anyone that's seen this movie. They just use the same clip over and over and over again. So he actually only probably ran like once or twice for takes, and then they just kept reusing the same take. This is real though. This is a real forest next to a field. That's a set. Tim, that's all natural lighting. Yeah, that's all natural lighting. That's natural lighting. That's practical. Yeah, they're using the fire for that. They're using an extra light. They're using an extra light over here. God, I love this scene. So, um, they're using light here. They're not using any light from this lamp. Otherwise, you'd be able to see kind of a ring of light here. What the lamp is for is it's called we like saying make it make sense in the film industry. So if you have a light source, make it make sense in the scene. Otherwise, it's going to look really off and fabricated. That is supposed to probably be fire or something, but I guess they only had a red light, and so that's what's creating the side lights. Oh god. What a great time. Okay. Ooh, storm setting in. Hey. This is in fact a real castle. The only reason why I know this is a real castle is because I've seen images of this castle multiple times. Um, so yeah, that's the only reason why I know it's real. Also because of this next image, this is in fact the same castle. If you look at the flag here, as well as if you look at the peaks. And then if we go to the previous image, you can see the exact same ones. What they're probably doing though is they're filming from a different side. So if we take a look at the location of flag here and the one sharp peak here, you can see that they were filming on the side of it. So they were most likely filming right here. I love breaking these things down, they're hilarious. I love how that's so superimposed. Look, the suit I made is like this looks exactly the same. Even though it's a closer wide, this back it still looks exactly the same, like the exact same image they used for the last one. That's how you know. Okay. That's a nice this is natural lighting. They probably just wanted to get that solar flare to make it look nice and pretty. That's a real castle. That's real. Alright, and that puts us through this. Okay, so let's go back. Let's find another thing to break down. Do. What's another movie we can take a look at? If we... Oh, Kong Skull Island. That was a good one. I mean, one of the classics is Gladiator. What about Ocean's 12? Yeah, we can do Ocean's 12. Let's see if they have it on here. They usually have a lot of those. Hello! Welcome, Mountain Racer. I believe MT stands for Mountain Racer. Welcome to the stream. I'm going over different movies. I work in the film industry, and so I love breaking down scenes. I'm just doing film grabs to figure out how they did it. Someone requested Ocean's 11. Yes, they have Ocean's 11, Ocean's 13. Do they not have Ocean's 12? So we'll do Ocean's 11 if it wants to load. Okay, here we go. So let's take a look at some of these scenes. Okay, this is actually... There's a couple good ones in here. Oh, look at the little... I love that little figure. It's so cute. Little emoticon. Okay. Okay, this is a good example of make light make sense. So this is fabricated, 110%. There's actually a light here and a light here. But what you're seeing is, like, why they're making it make sense is they needed a light source, and what they're doing is probably using, probably a Victoria. Well, at least that was the nickname that some of us had for it, is it's this giant light that you put outside, and it creates a ton of lumens, and it can be used to simulate sunlight from coming outdoors, so that's probably exactly what they did here. But the actual light source is coming from here to create back and side lighting for this dramatic feel. It's, how you can tell, let's see, I don't think I can zoom in really, but if you look at his nose, the light is coming from here and here, not from behind. If it was coming from behind, it would look a little bit different. It would only be the edges here, here, and here. But that's not what we're seeing, so that's how you know it's fabricated. All right. That's a good one. This is a good use of practical lighting. Practical lighting is when you take light from an actual source. So this isn't fabricating and not adding extra light. You're using an actual light source. So this chandelier that we see behind Danny or Ocean is... This is real light. This is an actual chandelier. And it's kind of creating, you can see there's almost this edge of lighting here. And they're using that as his backlight while he's a darker frame. Now, the next scene I cannot recall, but it might actually be a real light or other chandeliers, because you can see that there's multiple. That's coming from this side here, and that's what's casting light on his face. But as you can see, most films, when you're filming something, you always shoot shadow side to make it seem more dramatic than it actually is. That's a good use of practical lighting. That's a practical light one. So they're using lighting from here, here, and here to create, as well as there's probably another, like, probably an actual, like, fluorescent light or tungsten light being shined here. Frank doesn't have one, but this is how you can tell. So when you look at the edge of his face, here and here, that's actually coming from the lighting behind all this. This is gonna make me look at movies differently. Definitely is. Once you know this stuff, like, you can't help but just notice everything. This one seems to be yeah, I think there's a light coming from this direction. And then they're using practical lighting from overhead, which is why this looks like white light and this looks warm. That could also just be color grading, but I believe that's how they got the shot. But just because this looks more illuminated than the rest of him, which means that that's, like, it doesn't look white like this does, which makes me think they're using some kind of warmer light on the side. That's practical lighting, but that was not there originally. Okay, so fun fact, sometimes we add lights, like we literally just and put it on the next thing. We just take it, we take gaffer's tape and just and slap it on something. That's what this is. I'm pretty sure that light wasn't originally there. I'm pretty sure they stuck that there. That looks like it might have been inserted into one of these. I don't think that was originally there. This might have been. Yeah, but that's shining down on them. That's creating practical lighting. This is creating a backlighting. You can see it along here, along his head. Same thing here. They put in neon lights to shine here and here, creating more backlight to make the subject look more interesting. What else we got? What else we got? Oh, Rusty. Poor Rusty. There is a neon light here, a yellow light source here, or an orange, probably an amber actually. Yeah. And that's what's creating the red here, the amber here, and it looks like, yeah, that's mostly where that's coming from. Probably another yellow light here. If you want to know how they did the shots, I can talk about that. That's what this blackboard over here is for. And what I do is I'll draw top downs. Top downs is a technique that we use that they actually use every day when they need to plan a shot and where they want people to stand, where they want the camera located. It's just a quick way of jotting it down so you can just get it done and over with. Oh, excuse me. Need to drink water. What else we got? That's fake lighting. Blueprints. These, okay, let's just talk about props for a second, because I've been talking a lot about lighting. So props is a hell of a thing to do. Because you have to focus on so many different things, because you never know. I mean, usually they tell you, but you never know when it's going to get a close-up shot or an extreme close-up like this. So this was most likely done by hand. Yep, you can tell because of this right here. Most likely done by hand, and then superimposed and then printed off. Yeah, scanned and printed. You can tell it was scanned. Oops, clicked the wrong thing. You can tell it was scanned because there's lines right here. Scanned and then printed. That's print lines. But yeah, it's really interesting going and like seeing how they do props. I've had to be a prop master a couple different times, and it's hell through and through. Oh yes, the iconic duo. Oh, they actually kind of revealed how they did it in this scene. Okay, so there's that prop I mentioned before, which there were probably multiple different types. This one's glossy while the other one was matte. Well, if you look behind Rusty and Ocean, and they're inside an elevator, what they probably did, right, is inside the elevator, which, let me move my model so you guys can see this. What they most likely did, oops, wrong. I forgot I have to go to the projected screen to do this. There we go. Right, looking at a very poorly drawn, I can't draw with the mouse. If we're looking at the elevator like this, and we have the doors, what they most likely did is they put lights right inside the door where you can't see it, because the shot is being taken here, looking in. And these are the lights that you're actually seeing here on the side. And that's what's helping illuminate their faces as well. That's how they did that. Exposing all the secrets of film. Nobody is safe. That's an extra wide, that's practical lighting. Nothing, I don't think anything was fabricated except, no, that would actually probably be at the Bellagio, is having lighting illuminating the statues. We could honestly probably look it up. I love this scene. Okay. That is... Okay, this is... Okay, I'll show you guys how I'm checking it out and how I can tell if it is. Mountain Racer just followed. Thanks for the follow! Okay, so what I'm looking for is light sources. So here, like, what is the light hitting? We can see it's hitting the edge of Rusty, the edge of Ocean's face, or Danny's face. But then if you take a look here, you can see 1, 2, 3. Right? And it's coming from this direction. Which sometimes, since this is concave, sometimes light can bounce between the back and forth. But what I'm trying to look for is, this is natural sunlight, but I don't know if this was superimposed on the back versus them. It could be. This could be a real location. It also might be fake. This one's harder to tell. I think it was superimposed. Because this is really dark compared to... So, this one might have been superimposed. And then they just tried to recreate the sunlight. Which, by the way, sunlight's blue. That is... Oh, this is a really good example of color contrast. To make something look more interesting, you use the opposite of the color wheel. That's why you see green with the red. So you see green back here, you see the red, and then you see blue with some orange. And that's how they're creating that effect. It's just more appealing to the eye. It makes it look more blockbuster movie. Like, it's a tactic they've always used. Or a tactic they've always used, yeah. See, red versus the blue. This... That's an area shot, that's real. This one... This might actually be real. I'm trying to tell between the two, but it could also be fake. If we take a look at the edges, right along here. Nope. It might not be. I don't think that's real. I don't think they were in that location. They might have been, they might not have been. Again, some of this I could be wrong. It is harder to tell sometimes. Oh, I bet props had a field day with that one. This is natural lighting coming from this. What else we got? Livingston. Alright. No, there we go. We did some Ocean's 11. I'm not sure if Mountain Racer is still here, but if you are, any movie you want me to dissect, pull apart, show all of its... I am. Oh, hi! Well, thanks for... I didn't know if you were still here or not. Thanks for confirming. Any favorite movie you want to know more about? This doesn't have every movie, but FilmGrab does have quite a bit of a repertoire. A lot of options. While I take a quick water break. Just anything that doesn't have gore. Got it. Sounds fair. Okay. Let's see. Trying to think of movies. Older movies are fun to dissect, as well as the newer movies as well. I think my favorite newest movie I got to dissect was John Wick 4. That one was fun. Trying to figure out how they did all that. Okay. What's a good classic? I don't know. There's so much going on right now. Of course they have Logan on here. Life of Pi. Those are okay. Life of Pi was an interesting one from multiple standpoints. King Kong versus Godzilla. Oh look, what I see, John Wick. Layer cake? I have no idea what that is, but sure. Layer cake. Oh, this was that one. Yeah, this is a gory movie. It's a Daniel Craig movie. Of course it is. Oh. Okay. What else we got? Oops. Right. Oops. I forgot about the movie. But oh, Howl's Moving Castle. So actually, this is fun. Um, so Howl's Moving Castle, while it is an animated film, a lot of animated films still use film techniques in a way. Like that's how they animate and light it and stuff like that. So they still use the same rules filmmakers do. Like this is a really good example. Some stuff that they do is they use the the rule of three, which is also used in photography. So you basically draw here, and then you also draw across, and it's the rule of three, right? Standard, uh, what is it called? 16 by 9, usually, is the ratio that most people use. So they kind of do the same thing here. Here, 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 and here. What this does is it kind of gives you an example of where to place everything. So I can actually go through multiple of these. This isn't exactly right because I can't really draw with a mouse, but it's telling you your subject points and how to keep it interesting. So most of the time, your actor is either going to be in one of these 6 ones down here, unless it's an extreme close-up. Keep the eye line and animation like this. You see how it gets bigger to fill that space, and then you'll see the mountains kind of peek through. And if I literally just turn the page, it's the same thing. You have stuff here, stuff here, stuff here, stuff here. Nothing is empty. Some people do it on purpose, other people don't. See, same thing here. Here's her eye line. There's an eye line. Keeps it interesting all throughout. There's something in the center. The rule of three. Hello, Calcifer. Which means the line should actually be closer to down here because that's where his eye line is. Yep. Rule of three. It's a standard. You could literally go, like, if I leave this up, you could literally go to any of them. If we go to, okay, that was Howl's Moving Castle. Is there... Guardians of the Galaxy? That's a good one. So if we go, that was an animated film. Even if you go into a live action film, same thing. Rule of three. Hansel and Gretel is not a kid's movie. What else we got? Oh god, Ghost Stories. Is this? Oh, it's not the one I thought it was. Gosh darn it. Friday the 13th. Wasn't really a fan of those movies. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Hey, were you thinking of the anime? Yeah, I was. 110% I was. Also, welcome to the stream. I go over, I work in film, so I like breaking down stuff. So right now we were just talking about the rule of three, which it's not perfectly displayed on here, but it's still gives you the same idea. So this is Fantastic Mr. Fox. As you can see, the subject is still in the middle. Everything, there is still some kind of subject within each one, and it's the grid lines. So everything kind of follows this. See, eye line would be right about around here, nose line, because you got to keep everything. So even animation and cartoons follow this same logic. Just because it's what works in film. So, but yeah, basically, for skits, I believe that's how your name is pronounced. Also, again, welcome. I take a movie, break it down. I can talk about lighting and stuff like this. For animation, obviously, it's going to be a little different versus doing like a movie, which has a lot more like fabrications and stuff. Yeah, I've worked in film for like 5 or 6 years now, something like that. Oh god, Deadpool. I'm not surprised that's on here. I'm just trying to find stuff that doesn't have too much gore, just in case people are a little bit sensitive with the gore stuff, or they just don't like it. So I'm trying to find stuff that I can go over. Oh god, Citizen Kane. Okay, I despise this movie. I really do. The reason why is I don't like the plot of it. It felt like a giant waste of time. And to kind of explain it, I know it was at its time like one of the best movies, but I'm so sick of this movie. I would much rather watch Casablanca than this one. But this one is like, you know how a plot goes like this, right? You have your exposition, the rising action, the climax, all the stuff, right? Your setting, intro, whatever, falling action, exposition. Right. This movie, instead of doing this, goes. Actually, no, wait. It doesn't even go to the end. It goes. And then back at the beginning. Like, what? It's just a roller coaster of just a plot. And the fact that the guy that was acting was also the director is insane. However, I have to give where credit's due, and to do movies during that time was a lot harder because you didn't have the same technology that we do today, and you had to like actually measure out your exposure and stuff. I saw most of it like a decade ago, but never finished it for any particular reason. Honestly, good for you. I had to sit through this whole thing and do like a presentation where like had to talk about it later. I did not like it. Oh, Castle in the Sky. That's another thing. Casino Royale. Casablanca! That's a good one. Oh, Captain America. That's a good one. Captain Marvel. We can kind of talk about that stuff. Yeah, might as well. The First Avenger. Or Winter Soldier. I mean, most people liked Guardians of the Galaxy. I could just break down that one. Especially since it's like a funnier one. I'm telling you right now, that was probably hell to work on. Because you have to deal with the fans and stuff like that. Oh my god! Guillermo del Toro! I saw Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Definitely doing that one next. Even if it's stop motion or animation. Okay. So, for skits, welcome aboard. Here's an example of what I was kind of talking about, is finding out what's practical lighting and what is being fabricated. So, the light source is actually coming from behind here. We can tell because of where most of the exposure is. This is just kind of an extra little light to put here to kind of make sure we can see the subject. But this was probably put in a closed space, so this was all forcefully like made and put there for a reason. Same thing here. That was probably used as a backlight. They probably just used some kind of grate system, and then so they could have a light shine through here. And then they also used a haze machine because this is indoors, fog machine for outdoors, haze machine for indoors. And what haze does is it creates this light effect. It just diffuses light, so you have all this pretty lighting, so you can see all the rays of light. Let's see what else we got. There's that contrast I was talking about, guys. Contrast I mentioned before is that you use the opposing colors to create a more dynamic scene. So since they used like a green, blue, teal here, they're going to use an orangey, yellow, amber here for that more blockbuster feel. But the light that we're seeing here is probably light. Let me move my VTuber out of the way a little bit. My model. Okay. What we're seeing here is the light is coming from above. How we can tell is because of this and this. So you see how it gets darker here, but there's different lighting here. This different light source is coming from probably about 45 degrees this way, is what I'm thinking. And then here, they put little puck lights here to help illuminate this, make it look like trophies. That's why this has extra light. You can see the highlights here, here, and here. Fun times. What else we got? That is actual sunlight. That, no. Oh god, sorry. Alright, let's go to Pinocchio. Guillermo del Toro! I don't know. Was this one animated or was it stop motion? I can't recall. But they're using the same techniques here because if it was stop motion... I mean, I could just look it up real quick. Pinocchio. Was it stop motion? It was stop motion. Stop motion animated. Yep. Okay. Now we know. So stop motion actually has to, because it's a physical thing, it's not regular animation, has to use the same techniques that they would for photography or for film. So while you have a model, which would be your subject or your talent in this case, off to the side, even though he's in this building, you're having, yep, you have a blue light that's coming from this direction and a warm light coming from this direction that they most likely have off the set. For her, that's a lot of superimposing glowing effects on her. That's a blue light. He actually looks like that, but that's probably an extra glow they added. Or they made it light reactive, blue light reactive or UV light reactive. So that way when it shines on him from this direction, it looks like his eyes and body are glowing. Yeah, I think that's exactly what that is. Let's see, what else we got? Stop motion is also incredibly hard. Oh, the Harry Potter movies. Let's go. Harry Potter! You know what? Why not? Why not? We're here anyway. Okay, I always laugh at this scene. So I actually watched Harry Potter recently. Had a Harry Potter marathon because I can't help myself. And we have to do it at least once every 2 years. So I laughed my butt off at this scene when I had to rewatch it because it feels like there's been 3 stop motion animation films that have come out in the last decade. Yes, I'm actually glad that they did because stop motion actually does really well. I really loved Kubo. Kubo was a really good one. Was talking about, oh yeah, Harry Potter. So the reason why I laughed my butt off in this scene is there's a main light that they put up here, right? That's what we're seeing here. And the reason why we could tell is because they used a haze machine. That's what all this is, to create that beautiful dynamic lighting. Practical. But that's why it's so, they use such a harsh light. Like, it looks like they did use a haze machine, but it didn't fill the room up enough, and that's why you have these jagged, harsh edges of lighting. Like here and here. So they have a light that's closer to him, a light that's farther away, and then they also just blew a fan at him. That's when his hair like sticks up and stuff, and it's like, oh, this magic wind. Yeah, no, the wind's coming from up here, so it just makes his hair look really odd, and it's just a really odd scene. This is also another exterior light, powerful light that they put up there as well. Oh boy. Harry Potter, man. That is superimposed. Yeah, that's superimposed. How you can tell is this was most likely a green screen. And they just shined a light through it, which is why you can see the edges of lighting here and here to create this effect on the boys. Natural lighting would not light this. Just saying. It would not light it the same way. Your exposure would have been way too down and the scene would have been so dark. Oh, Dumbledore. That's a model. In case people didn't know, Hogwarts is in fact not real. They shot it in several different locations. That is in fact a model. Ooh, this is a good example of practical lighting. So, practical lighting, again, is when you're using an actual source of light to light your subject. This was probably a real light or a real, like, fire, like a torch or something. And that's why it's illuminating their faces like this. By the looks of the type of light and the harshness of it, I would say it's probably just an LED they clipped on the top. They just put on the top of this thing. That's why the front of his face is not lit. Wait, the castle isn't real. No, it's not. It was never real. I can actually here. I'll show you in the filming locations again. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And then what you do, same thing. You just go to all topics. You go to filming and production. See, so like this castle here, I can click on it and it'll pop up and it'll show everything it's been used in. When it comes to this castle, right? It's oh, it even says what it is. The broomstick flying lessons, like they're not actually showing the entire thing. King's Cross Station, portrait entrance, the Gloucester Cathedral. Yep, that's Gringotts Bank, Dursley's house, 25. Hogsmeade, train journey. Because again, some of the train, like the railways were real, but like what you were seeing was not. There was no way they would have been able to light that. Excuse me. Staircase, yeah, the First Christ Church College. This is the main place that they did, like, reinmates after recovery, yeah. See, so this is, like, the staircase and stuff like that, the classrooms, the Hogwarts library, see, same thing. The library in Oxford. Flies us out, the Durham Cathedral, hospital scenes. Most of it was done in the Oxfordshire, England. But the actual castle that you're seeing was not what it actually looked like. They only used half of it and then they like superimposed the rest of it. And that's why you see all these like super far away scenes and what that looks like. And that's what that is. Are you saying that they didn't build a fantasy castle for a children's movie? Nope, not at all. Well, they built the model. The model is huge, by the way. Here. The castle model Yeah, the actual thing is enormous. Here's a guy standing next to it. So that's how they could get super close shots to it, but it's not. Maybe I just need to do the model in and of itself. Yeah, so this is the actual studio space here. Can I pull it up? I know I don't want to watch a YouTube video. But yeah, it's like it's enormous. Like people could stand right here and their head wouldn't reach the top of this. Like their head would only reach here. It's a ginormous model that they used for this. There he is. There he is. See that? Giant model. All right, give me just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, that is too funny. I just read that. She left McGonagall to watch chat. 110%. Yes. McGonagall. Best teacher. Okay. What else we got? Ooh. Okay. So, the Great Hall one is kind of hard because this was a built set, right? But I don't recall if this actually was it might have been practical lighting or see this one I'm actually unsure of that one. That one might be one I have to look up. Oh yes, Sir Nicholas. That one is practical lighting. You have the fireplace illuminating this. You have another light source they probably put there to illuminate that. That's where you can see these things. And then they probably have, yeah, a little extra light from here. Alright, as for how they did, I can break down how they did these. See, that's fake. That's green screened. That's practical lighting, except for back there. There's that contrast I was talking about. So they have a blue light here with a little bit of pink or purple, it looks like, with amber on this side. Love the green screen happening. Okay. Where is... That one's lighting that, yeah, that they're illuminating from back there somehow. That... I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure of Hagrid's hut. How? Okay, wait. I gotta I gotta pick on this thing real quick. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Oh, it won't let me. I was gonna zoom into her. I'm like, how is a ghost writing? How? How? I mean, I write too, but that's different. I'm tangible. She is not. Okay, what's something I can go over that's like how they did something? That one was done at an actual train station. So I can actually break this one down. We can do this. We got this. Okay. Let me move some stuff around real quick. Oh, I mean turn it off. I meant to move it. Okay. There we are. Move my model over. Alright, let's break. Oh, I'm still in the way. Phantom Maria, you're in the way. My. Get out of the way. There we go. So how they did this is they had the train line up, right? It's on the wrong screen again. They had the train lined up. Stomach growling. Right, they had the actor here. But how this is actually set up is you have your subject here. So let's look at a top down. Top down, we have the train. Doesn't cut off. But they had the train, and then they had it going, or they had a really powerful fog machine, so you can see past this point. You had your talent stick his head out the window and wave from here. And then the camera is actually positioned right about here. By the way, this is a symbol for camera for top down. So when the train was moving, the camera would back up, so that way it could follow the train. Or, I think in this scene, actually, the train goes that way and the camera goes this way. We'll see. I don't remember. I just watched it and I don't remember. Nah, I'm really in the way. Alright. What else we got? I still can't believe that was, like, a guy with an animatronic mask on. That's insane to me. Oh, the old Dumbledore. Alright, what's another movie we got? What's another movie we can do? Indiana Jones! Yes! Abso-frickin-lutely! Alright, do we do Temple of Doom or The Last Crusade? We'll do Last Crusade. Yeah. 1989. Okay, let's check this one out. How did they do it? Okay, car scenes are always fun to break down. So, especially window scenes like this. So, how they had to possibly do this is one of two ways. One, this actually has a green screen cover, and they superimpose this after recording it, right? They just put the video into this. Another way they could have done this is they could have actually superimposed just the plane, or they were just filming the background, whatever. So they could have just filmed this, and this was superimposed. Green screened for people that don't know what superimposed is. So how they shot this inside the car. So say you have... I need to find a better way of organizing this stuff so you can see, so I don't have to keep moving myself around. Okay. The way they could have done this is we have the car here. I know that doesn't look like a car, but they have the car here, right? you have the rear view, or you have the, excuse me, the side mirrors, right? And this probably was a four-seater. So, steering wheel. I know I suck at drawing right now. This looks so weird. But how they probably had to do this is they had either the camera looking over the shoulder here to get it, but you have to adjust the mirror to actually do this rather than do like, so it's not staring this way, it's actually looking that way. And that's probably how they did that. Maybe if I just shrink myself small enough. I'm just here, and then I can draw stuff. That's a little better. Maybe we'll do that for a little bit. Okay. What else we got? Okay, maybe it was an actual... Yeah, so that means they were probably in the back seat looking. It's a lot of dust. A lot of this is actual sunlight. That's not. But a lot of this is actual sunlight that they use. That one is not. That's... They have a light shining from down there. Two different light sources on that one. Possibly three. We have one here, one back here. I think the bigger one is over here though. Yeah, there's two at least. Ah, there's that fake light I was talking about. Right there. Ooh, gotta love that makeup job. Okay, this one's a little odd. A classic. It is a classic! This one is actually a little odd. So the lighting suggests they have a light here. So it would probably be right about here. Okay? But the other side of them is also illuminated. Which means that the background might actually be fake. This might actually all be a green screen. Yeah. That's real. That's real. That's real. That's a lot of blue light. Shaboom! That's fake. That is fake lighting. So again, what I'm looking for is the edge lighting, how the softness of it. At first, I was like, oh no, that's real sunlight. Nope. Look at that right there. That's how you can tell. That and the edge of the board. How the shadow lays. This is a lot sharper than this, so therefore it is fake lighting. It is lighting that they put there. Oh, look, an over-the-shoulder shot. Okay, so what an over-the-shoulder is the most classic POV shot you can do, like, for a movie to show two characters talking to each other is an over-the-shoulder. Also called OTS. Okay. What this is, or it's called, what is it also called? A lot of people call it something else. Shot reverse shot. It literally sounds exactly how I just wrote it. So, shot, reverse, shot. What you do is you have person 1 or person A talking to person B that's slightly off, or they can be directly in front of each other. For this one, he's actually standing kind of off to the side a little bit. Like that. So person A, person B, they are shooting over her shoulder. Get it now, over the shoulder here. And then the next shot you do while they're talking is over here. Now, the reason why you would shoot it like this and not, right? Dude, eyes, I don't know. Where it was here, and you would not actually put it over here. The reason why is it would be very confusing to your audience. It makes them look like they're both facing this direction, when in fact they're not. Okay, it looks like they're both facing the exact same way. So how you do a shot reverse shot is, or an over the shoulder is like this. It's called the 180 rule. Basically, imagine you have a line, which is 180 degrees, which I can't draw right now, right? You don't want to cross this line. So you'd always do it across from each other. Oh, but what if my characters are like this? Well then don't shoot, bless you. You don't shoot from that. Like, you still don't shoot from the side unless you have a profile or something. You're still doing it, even if they're crossing that line, you are still here and here. I'm never crossing this line. So, there you go. Another rules. That's a shot, reverse shot. I thought I saw an extreme close-up. That's just a close-up. An extreme close-up is when you get, like, the eyes and stuff. Like, it's super, super close. No, that's still a close-up. Oh well. Anyways, a little bit about that. What else we got? Ooh, Iron Man. I am Iron Man. Eh. Can you tell I'm not that big of a fan of Iron Man? What else? Okay, I loved the shot in John Wick Chapter 4. Somebody get this man a gun. So there's a couple good lines in that movie. But yeah, I loved the aerial shot in that one. It was such a good take. Oh god, just which one? Is this the Zack Snyder or is it the other one? This is the other one. How you could tell is because Zack Snyder had a very particular look with his. Okay? It's how you could tell the difference between the two directors. I know nothing about John Wick. It's okay. It's kind of like one of those assassin organization things. What was I talking about? Oh, this. So how you could tell that this is the one by the other director, is because the color. It says Zack Snyder above the shots. But but it wasn't actually, it was originally Zack Snyder, but he left during the original production of this, and then it was Joss Whedon, uncredited. I know it says uncredited, but it was actually Joss Whedon. And he was a director that did more Marvel stuff. Yep. Not a lot of people know that. It's okay. So, how you know it was him is because of how light it is. There's two versions of Justice League. There's the Zack Snyder director's cut, and then there's the John Whedon version. That's what this one is. How you can tell is you can tell how colorful things are. Even here, like, that's still a lot of color. Zack Snyder has a very particular look that kind of looks like this. It's super dark, super gritty. But the further you go along in the movie, you can tell exactly when he left because of how bright the colors get. Like, this is still in the beginning. This is where things got switched out. Look at the difference. It went from dark blues, grays, to, like, these super comic-y, popping colors. And he's not a fan. I also not care about superhero movies, it also doesn't help. I gotcha. Um, this was supposed to be another like Avengers level like blockbuster movie, and that did not happen because the directors changed. Kubo and Two Strings. See, that's on here too. What's some other ones? God, I couldn't stand Mad Max. I tried to watch it, but the problem is I watched the wrong one, and now I don't want to watch it at all. Man of Steel was good. Ooh, do we have Interstellar? That'd be awesome if they had Interstellar. That's a Christopher Nolan movie. Where is... There we go. Hey, got it. Interstellar, Christopher Nolan, yep. So, space movies are hard because there has to be a lot of CGI, there has to be a lot of thought put into it. This was, though, one of the first movies that accurately depicted what a black hole would look like. And so that's a cool fun fact. But I want to look at stuff like this. This was real. This is all natural lighting. How you can tell it's natural lighting is look how much everything is lit up, right? Even this part of the grass has light on it. Look at the shadows. That's not forged, that's real. This is fake. Or at least there was added light. The reason why you could tell is because someone probably put a flag here. A flag is just a black poster board kind of thing to help block out extra light. But if you look here, there seems to be some kind of lighting that's coming from here. You can see it right here in the reflection of the window. And then there's light coming from the side. If you needed light from the side, they had to put probably an extra tiny little light just to add something. This could have been natural daylight, and then they just put a flag, but it has been altered with. By the way, to get these kind of shots is insane. I've only had to witness it once, and it was a pain in the ass. What they ended up doing is using pressure to have this little board on the side, and they attach this mechanism or a gimbal. A gimbal keeps a camera from moving around too much. Basically, it moves it, but it keeps it stabilized. And then they attach the camera off to the side like this, right? And it's attached by nothing but this thing connecting it. And it is one of the most terrifying things because if you accidentally run into something, you're done. That camera is screwed. It's nerve-wracking. That was probably done at a fake... Well, actually, we can look that one up later. But I think this one was done at a fake location. Like a staged location. That's pretty lighting. That was well done. That's fake. You have light coming this direction, which means they have a light off to the side. How this one was done, camera was pretty close to her, honestly. That one's not really that memorable. Oh, these kind of... Okay, so if anyone's seen Interstellar, this shot here, when he's like spinning around, what they do is they attach a harness to the actor, and then they put a camera that looks out. And that's how they do that shot. So that way it's stabilized, but it's all you see is the actor's face and like the thing moving around it. Shots like that are really well done too. They're super cool to watch. I keep forgetting she was in this movie. That is real. That's real lighting. Sun coming from this direction. Actually a little bit higher. So you're looking, they probably filmed that around 11 or 1. Actually, it looks like later. Looks like probably like a 2 or 3 o'clock sun ray that hit her on the face. Hit her on the face. This was always an interesting scene and how they did this. Bright light, yep. Yep. Thank you for all the great knowledge. I'll be back for sure. Have a wonderful night. Thank you. Hope you have a great night too. I actually probably gotta head out soon, but I may or may not be back later doing the exact same thing. Because I love breaking down scenes like this. Here's the thing. I absolutely love the aerial shot, and I just want to find it really quick because I love talking about it. You only have one screen grab of it? Are you kidding me? It was one of the best things in that entire movie. Oh, fine, I'll take it. Okay, so what this is, I really want to find a picture of this. I really do. But what it is they had the camera on a crane and then they moved it over to a spider cam. And it was so cool. Just the way they tracked this entire scene. Skits just followed. Hey, thanks for the follow. And it was insane because they had this camera on this crane that they would use remotely, the DP or director of photography had, and it would follow along and just move along this entire set that they built. And it was insane. Like, you could even see the inner walls and stuff like that. It was nuts. It was one of my favorite things I've ever seen done in a live action movie like that with a bunch of stuntmen. Like, let me see if I can look it up. It's the John Wick. It's literally known as, like, the aerial shot. There it is. Look at this. It looks like you're looking from above at a Clue game, like a 3D Clue game. And that's exactly, they had to use a bunch of practical lighting because they couldn't put fake lighting in, or they couldn't put like tungsten lights and stuff like that because this was all done in multiple shots above, and it was such a wide shot that you couldn't get away with certain things. Like, you had to find a way to add light to make sure everything was well lit for this shot, and it's just, I love it. It is one of my favorite things that they have done. Alright guys, I gotta head out, but it was wonderful chatting with you. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the follows. And I will find a time to talk later. This was a lot of fun. I'm definitely doing this again. I love talking about film. It's my passion. So thanks for joining. I don't have a sign off yet, so bye.